India, the USA, Great Britain, the Netherlands, Venezuela. People from these and many other countries of the world live with us side by side. They're working, starting families, bringing up children, and simply enjoying life in Kazakhstan. In our program, Connecting Cultures, they share their stories that had occurred in their lives before they came to Kazakhstan and after they arrived here. From them, we will learn how the experience of staying in our country has changed their destinies. Oliver Hoof arrived in Almaty on his motorcycle straight from his hometown of Sheffield in England. He traveled through France, Belgium, Holland, Germany, Poland, Ukraine, Russia, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, and his journey ended here in Kazakhstan, in Almaty. Oliver works in a popular educational center and also gives private English language lessons.
So where is home for you, and tell us about your family?
Well, I was born in Sheffield. It's a steel city. It's surrounded by 7 hills. Not hills like mountains like in Kazakhstan, but hills. Sheffield is a great place to grow up. It's a very green and leafy place, you know, full of, it's a university town. So there's lots of opportunity to meet people from different cultures, and I suppose this sparked my, my love for culture at a very young age. Sheffield, a couple of years ago, it was voted the Cultural City of England. Growing up was very a nice thing to do, and it was a nice place to be in Sheffield. It was, well, with the hills around, we used to go mountain biking, climbing, camping with friends, and it's always been, it's quite an adventurous place to live.
At what age did you start getting into riding motorcycles?
Ooh, when I was 16, I bought my first motorcycle, and it was a little like scooter kind of thing, but I kind of crashed it on the second day of having it. So I almost broke my leg as well. But then I gave motorcycling a rest for like a year. I couldn't wait to get another one. So then I bought another motorcycle, a slightly bigger one.
Now, when did this passion for starting your cross-country trip, in essence from Europe all the way to Asia?
Well, actually it was more of a spontaneous thing. My friend was going, he had already booked his visas, so he asked me pretty much last minute, hey, do you want to come with me to the other end of the world via motorcycle? And I was like, yeah, why not?
So Oliver, tell us then about your global travel on your motorcycle here to Kazakhstan.
It was a great travel, very difficult at times. First of all, I started off in Sheffield. A couple of 1 month it took me to decide I wanted to go around the world on a motorcycle. I've always had a passion for it when I've been a kid.
Now tell us, how many kilometers did you travel to get here to Kazakhstan, and how long did that take you?
Well, I traveled for 8,000 kilometers through 12 countries, and it took me about 2.5 to 3 months.
Could you describe for us some of the experiences or memories that you had coming into Kazakhstan as compared to other countries in Central Asia?
Yeah, well, all of the countries, when I got out of Europe, were very hospitable. Very, very nice people, especially the people that live in the villages. Kazakhstan especially hospitable. And when we first came into Kazakhstan via Atrau and Aktau, the people were fantastic. And that's when I knew that I had a real passion for Kazakhstan. It's a real nice place to be.
Now, upon arriving here in Almaty, it must have been nice to be off the bike and in a new place. What were some of those things that first impressed you about the city of Almaty?
Yeah, well, the city was actually a surprise. It's like a gem of Central Asia. I came here, I wasn't expecting, big built-up city like Almaty is. I was expecting, more of what I'd seen before, like a small like kind of town, village kind of place. But no, I was really surprised, pleasantly surprised when I came here. Some of the things I like to do here are socializing with the locals, I'm trying to learn Kazakh and also a little bit of Russian too. I enjoy meeting with people, networking, restaurants, going to the mountains, occasionally taking my motorcycle out for a little ride, going to Shimblak or going to Midao.
Maybe you could tell us a little bit about what you're doing currently here in the city, and what are you involved with in terms of work?
Well, education has always interested me. So, I spent my time as a network engineer in England, and then I wanted to do something different. So it was at the back of my mind to travel and then to stop eventually somewhere. I had to stop because the winter was coming. So before I came, I got my CELTA certificate, and that's from Cambridge University, accredited by Cambridge University, and then started working as an educational consultant.
Could you tell us a little bit more about some of your teaching methods or the programs that you're doing? Or is it mostly general English or business English?
Yes, well, mainly it's general English, but I'm interested and keen to get into business English too. Having said that, I used to work in a big corporate company back in England. Education for me is very important, and it's very important that it's conducted properly. Without a strict curriculum for each and every student is different. It won't be the best you can do. And that's very important, not only just for me, but for teaching as a whole. And my grandfather once told me, before he died, he said, if you're going to do something, you have to do it with love. You have to do it with passion. You've got to do it with your whole heart. If you do something half-heartedly, it's not going to be the best. I think I chose to become a teacher, chose this profession, or to move into education because, you know, my family are teachers. You know, my mum's a teacher, both of my grandmas were teachers. One of my grandmas was a headmistress at a school. And I think it's in my blood, really, to teach and to pass the skills on from myself learning languages, to pass it on to other people. And the way I do this is, it's very interactive. I prefer the communicative kind of style of teaching, to really get people thinking, to get people interacting with each other, and kinesthetic kind of learning is really, I think, the best way to learn.
So Oliver, what's next for you? You know, you made it here to Kazakhstan, and where do you see your future going?
Well, I see my foreseeable future here in Kazakhstan because it's such a beautiful country. I'm happy with my job and with everything that's going on. People I meet are fantastic. The new culture that I'm experiencing is brilliant. So I think I'm going to stay here for the foreseeable future now.
Now I can kind of see a correlation between your world travel on your motorcycle and also what you're doing currently with education. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, well, it's about pushing yourself. Like being on a motorbike, driving halfway across the world was really pushing myself. And I can relate this to teaching because, you know, you really are pushing your students to do well, to do better and better and better, always. And I suppose it's an interchangeable skill, traveling and teaching.
So Oliver, then tell us, how has Kazakhstan affected you in your life?
So it's been an interesting opportunity to experience something new, to experience life through different glasses, if you will. And it's been such a rewarding time. Even these last couple of months that I've spent here have been utterly fantastic. You know, again, learning languages, you know, experiencing how people live, and you know, mingling with not only the expats but with Kazakhs, Russians, and all of the nationalities that you find in Almaty. It's amazing.
The hero of today's program, Oliver Hoof, rode more than 8,000 kilometers on a motorcycle from England to Kazakhstan to stay here in Almaty.